Alright, up next on Blue Ridge Silverhound, we are closing out our 1,000-piece wheat scent bag. Actually, it came out to a little bit more than that. My final count was 1,032. So there was a little bit extra in there, and I knew there would be a little extra. The coin dealer threw in a little bit extra just in case, and a lot of them usually do that. So you'll find that some of these wheat scent bags come out a little bit heavier than normal. You know, that seems like the right thing to do because there's a lot of coins that are damaged, of course, and not any use other than spending them, you know. But without keeping you guys up any longer, we're going to start out with some decent dates here. First of all, I'm going to open it up and say that I found a 1909. Now, it is a non-VDB reverse. Typically, the reverse will have the initials on the more desirable type, which would be right here at the 6 o'clock position on the reverse. But I did find a 1909, first year of the Lincoln Cent. All right. By all accounts, it is a beater, by the way. And here's some like nicer, decent coins, you know, kind of BU, you know, album type pieces. So we have a 57D. And let me get something here to put these on. Now here's a really nice 1944 that came out of that bag. There was a nice mix of like red browns and gem reds in there. I picked out what I believe is to be the better selection. Here's the 49S. That's a red brown. This one will replace the coin that I have in one of my albums, one of my dozen wheat scent albums. Here's a 40S. That's in pretty nice shape. And the reverses on all these coins look similar. So it's going to be red brown or full red. Here's a 44S. Nice wartime date there. Another 44S. This one actually looks a little bit better, save for the little carbon spot right there on the shoulder. Aside from that, this will just go in my one of my albums. 39S, red brown, pretty nice. I was pleased to find this one. Very seldom do you come across decent looking 30s in wheat scent bags. And finally, I have a 42S with a nice red brown on there, like that. All right, so those are some of the better condition coins out of the mix. And just to recap, you know, I did do separate videos, about 5 or 6 of them, previous to this one. So I worked on it for about the last week, and you guys can check it out if you so choose. So here, there is in total 82 pre-1940s coins. I picked out some of the better looking ones. Okay, I got 1930 right here. This will give you an idea of the type of selection or mix I have in there. This is a 33. Relatively decent. Here is another 33. Small little nick under the date, but there you go. This is a 25. Not too bad. Looks to be about a fine or so. Condition coin, 27. It's a little dirty, but it's got a nice VF details on there. There we go. The 28S. That's a tougher date. And let's see. Pretty well worn. VG. If I had to peg a grade on that. And finally, 24S. That's a tough date. You don't come across dates like this in wheat scent bags, but this one was in there. This one, chalk it up for about good condition coin. So we got that over there. And let's see what else we have here. Oh, I have a small little mix of minor repunched mint marks. Okay, these are all going to be tilted. There's a 57D. I'm not going to even bother getting close to show you guys the mint mark. It's very negligible, and what I do with these is 50-60. is I put them together and I either do rolls or 51s, or I would do a bag count of 500 and sell them for about, I don't know, 500. I think I sold the last one for about $100. It's a 57D. The rotated mint mark RPMs command very little money in the secondary market. 42S. Typically, those type of coins you would not want to sell singularly, like on eBay or anything. It'd just be a waste, even if you did sell them for $1 a piece. 52D, you would get lucky to even get $1 a piece. 49S, and let's not even get into shipping. Sell it by bulk. That's why I always say 54D. For the tilted repunch mint marks, coppercoins.com is the best reference to use and generate to know exactly what these repunch mint marks look like. There are some of the, not as desirable versions on there. And 55D. Here's another 55D. And finally a 49S to wrap up the minor repunched mint mark variety. Altogether I have, let's see, 12 minor repunched mint marks in that group. And finally, we are going to take a look at some of the nicer finds. These are all mint mark varieties, repunch mint marks. Here's the 42S RPM. Let me see, is this one an RPM? Take a closer look here for you. Yeah, actually it is. There's an extra tail at the bottom of the S. I looked on Copper Coins and these all come out, check out good. This one right here is a double die reverse. It's a minor one. It's a 44. Usually the double die reverse on these, there's a slight doubling on the E Pluribus, the motto, and the little dots that are in between such, they'll look elongated. So that's a good giveaway on identifying a double die. Otherwise it would be just, deteriorated die. Here's a 55S, and actually this one's pretty interesting. Let me see if I can get in a little bit close with some die chips in the date. This is not a RPM, but just the overall terminal nature of the die. Whoops. And check this out. This one even has a retained cut on the reverse. Right there on the wheat stalk. Pretty cool. So that's where the die had broken off, but it was still attached to the die. It was just really loose and just hanging there. The retained die cuts I sell for about $10 online. They're an easy sell. Here's a really nice Cherry Picker's Guide variety. It is a little bit lower grade, but it's a 53D over D RPM, and it's the one that's in the Cherry Picker's Guide. There you go. So the other underlying D is west of the primary mint mark on that one. Here's the 58D. This one is an RPM, I believe. I don't know if I could capture this one. You can kind of see the line going north. I think it's like RPM number 24 or 25 on Copper Coins. It's a minor one. That's a nice one nonetheless. Here's a double die reverse. And this one is a 42S. Same one as that 44 I showed you earlier. So you got the elongated dots. And a 41S double die reverse as well. Pretty cool, pretty neat. So all in all, I would say this is a fantastic bag. Overall, I'll give it an A, just for the overall mix and variety. You can't really pass up a deal on 3 cent wheat cents. That's how much I paid again. I got the whole group for $60. Phenomenal deal. Of course, if you're paying anything over 4 cents, it's kind of pricey at that point. Again, people are not paying 5-6 cents a piece like they were 10 years ago. The market just doesn't justify that. And a lot of these wheat cent bags have been picked through. So if you saw my first video highlighting exactly what you look for when you're trying to shop for bulk bags of wheat cents, that's a good video to take a look at. It's one I posted about a week ago, or 10 days, or somewhere thereabouts. But there's a lot of telltale signs when it comes to shopping these things. And the more and more you do it, you'll find out. Again, guys, I stress, do not overpay for these things. For a bag, you should be under $200 all day long for a 5,000 piece count. I did 1,000 for this video for the sake of, if I did 5,000, that might have been way too excessive. I'd be shooting out videos for days, highlighting some of the finds. I guess that's okay. I might do that here in the near future. I usually have a pretty good run before the holidays. But I wanted to try 1,000 pieces, kind of a sampler for you guys, so that way it doesn't feel like it's too overwhelming. And, please give me your feedback. Let me know if that's the case. Other than that, I'll shoot up a 5,000 piecer this next go around, probably within the next 30 to 45 days. I like to work on stuff like this, like end of October into November. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. Please, I want to hear you guys' comments. And please like and subscribe, Blue Ridge Silverhound. Hit the bell for instant notification. And again, I can't stress this enough. Okay, one of the best resources, Cherry Picker's Guide. Okay, get one for the holidays. Of course, I got my Amazon link down here if you so inclined. I appreciate the support that you guys give me. I don't ask for much, but if you buy from there, of course, obviously, I get a little piece of the pie. But anyways, it's a great resource. Also, coppercoins.com and lincolncentresource.com, two other fantastic free resources if you did not want to buy a book. So, anyways, that'll wrap it up on this one. I appreciate your guys' time on this video. Hope you guys enjoyed the string of videos concerning, the wheat cent bag. It's a lot of fun, and I encourage you guys to check it out too as well. All right, you guys keep hunting, keep stacking, and I'll catch you later. Take care.